Watson, what do you make of this?
What a horrific sight. It has lain here for at least a week.
On the contrary, Watson, once again you see but fail to observe. The warmth of the local climate and the exceptional humidity undoubtedly sped up the rate of decomposition. Based upon my calculations, the body has been here for 5 days. Let's examine the hands. They are calloused, with traces of dirt under the nails. This would be the gardener, no doubt. Champagne. Maybe this will satisfy that old man of the same name. Blood! Interesting. The person who sat here was fond of cigars. Blood!
I'm guessing that's blood.
This must be Arnson. He appears fond of cigars.
What a coincidence.
Papers were burned, and great care was taken to destroy everything of any value to our case. We will find nothing further in this place. The person was struck with a sharp object as they entered. You can see the trail of blood that continues past the staircase. The body was dragged from behind this door.
It's important that we find all of these hotspots, as they get to a certain point where you can't continue until you have. Oh, hello Watson. And I believe I missed one just here.
Blood!
There we go.
This book has been read often. Tales of Fantastic Hunts by D. Niles.
I believe that the gist of that story is to tell us that there is a beast in the swamp. Now we pick up 2 pages from this book. The first one gives us a hint about getting through the swarm of mosquitoes, and that is the most efficient and common method. Consists of applying some lemon juice. Or we could carry frogs, well, toads upon a person. That's probably the more fun option. And this one is to let us know that raccoons in this region take their meals in a nest, which is usually placed in the branches of a tree.
Ah, a book on the fauna and flora of Louisiana. This metal tube is approximately 40 centimeters in length and 18 in diameter. It bears a small tag which reads, "This one without defect. My sincere apologies, E. Otis."
What the devil are you doing, Holmes?
investigating, Watson. We've been picking up random objects all this time, and this is the first time that he questions us.
This should prove useful.
Surely we only need 1 or 2 lemons? Oh well, best to be safe than sorry. And this is a clue to an upcoming puzzle.
A newspaper from 5 days ago. Someone has torn the last page. Well, it seems Arnson tried his hand at a small riddle in this newspaper. How strange. He does not seem the type to take interest in mathematical conundrums.
Holmes! Here!
And this is the puzzle that we need it for.
Very interesting.
And that cutscene doesn't actually happen until you've discovered all the hotspots around the area, including all the blood splatters and things. So, let me see if I can try to explain this properly. There's probably a much better way, but what we need to do is work out how many numbers that these are divisible by. So, for example, 7 is divisible by 1 and 7. 9 is divisible by 1, 3 and 9. And 10 is divisible by 1, 2, 5 and 10. I'm not sure exactly how you're meant to link it with this and this, but each of these is in number order. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 9, 10, 11, 12. So, I'm sure you might be able to work out the math in your own time, but to save time, I'm going to just input the answer.
Nothing can stop an inventive and logical mind. Bah, it's only an air pistol. I would be hard-pressed to shoot a nestling from a branch with this weapon. Besides, it's not even loaded. Watson, that shouting! Something is happening!
This must have come from the stables, Holmes.
Unfortunately, we can't fast travel there, but it's not too far to reach. Yeah, I've decided that I'm going to use first person perspective a lot more often.
This must have come from the stables, Holmes.
They've bolted the door. There's no time for anything else. We must force it open. Quickly, Watson. We must find something to serve as a battering ram.
We must act quickly, Holmes.
Watson, this can serve as a ram to take down the door. Watson, tend to her.
Holmes, hold on. There is a message pinned to this unhappy woman.
I think this sheriff needs a good punch in the face.
Holmes, she is still in shock. I must stay with her.
Okay, let's...
Holmes, she is still in shock. I must stay with her.
Okay.
We would do best to divide our forces and meet up later.
Right. Let's head back. Hello there.
This picture is sinister. Surely there is something behind this fresco. This hole must be part of some mechanism. Yes, there is something here. Strange drawing. It says, only the best gunmen earn the finest arms. What is inscribed here? My best trophy. A strange hunter, this Arnson. Ingenious. Standing on the stone activates some mechanism.
Oh, that's quite fortunate. I had trouble finding that before.
Arnson should be in these pictures.
I'm not too sure why Holmes walks behind to actually look at these photos.
A lovely piece. I must say it's the highlight of this exhibition, but I dare say it shall prove useful. This Arnson has a good sense of humour. He and this girl should be very close. Perhaps she has some information.
Okay, so, well, there it is. Now, there is one issue that I have.
Nice lemons.
Okay, so why can't we just take a lemon from here now? We already know that we're going to need it, but for some reason, we can't take one just yet. It's slightly irksome.
Nothing can stop an inventive and logical mind.
What about a man with a gun cabinet?
It is possible to take down an elephant with one shot using these weapons. Unfortunately, the metal grid is too solid to break through. Very interesting.
It almost looks like a map of some sort.
How dreary, the swamp. We must hold fast, as it is imperative that we go there tonight. Everything in good time. First, I must find Watson. The same woman seen in the trophy photograph. Perhaps it is time to take care of this young man. Everything in good time. First, I must find Watson. Watson, read this. It sheds light on a dark and sinister enterprise.
Hold on, we've already read this.
Arneson was in contact with the Northwood Agency. He wanted to inform them about the activities of Ashmat. But why?
Because his servant was secretly selling the same stolen jewellery sought by this agency. How is she, Watson?
It will be difficult for her to speak for some time. She had a narrow escape.
Can she walk?
Yes, but why?
Come with me. Your brother is behind this door, miss. He is wounded, but only superficially. It is extremely urgent that he opens this door. Can you call to him? Perhaps it will draw him out.
David. David.
Young man, I know that you can hear and understand me. We are here at the request of your sister, who is with us now. She is very worried about you, and rightly so. The man with me is a doctor. He is going to look at your wound and ease your suffering. Please come out. Everything will be all right.
Open the door, Davy. These gentlemen talk true. Come on now. Open up the door for Eula.
Miss, you should go and get some food for your brother. He must be very hungry. Have you finished, Watson?
Well, yes.
Very well. Please understand, my young lad, and you too, Miss Eula. We are here to solve an affair that risks many people's lives. Furthermore, we have very short time to save them. As for you, young man, you know some very important things. You must tell us everything and leave nothing out.
But what are you
Listen to me. I will tell you a story. Davy, 5 days ago, at night, you were woken up by noises from the dining room. First, you heard the voice of the gardener, and then a loud blow to the floor. You got up and took the candle, which was lit. Then you went to the dining room. On your way, you found something on the floor and picked it up. It was likely a piece of paper. Afterwards, you went to the door of the dining room and saw the dead body of Colin the gardener soaking in a pool of blood. You also saw Ashmat, the other servant, dragging Mr. Arneson, who seemed dead, towards the door. Ashmat saw you, struck at you with his knife, and caught you in the arm. Seeing that this blow had not killed you, he raised his knife to strike again and eliminate the only witness to his heinous crime. But something stayed his hand. The item you picked up was far more important. He paused to snatch it up, giving you time to run away and barricade yourself in your room.
But if you were there, why didn't you do anything?
Mr. Holmes was not there, miss. But if he tells you that things have happened in such a way, you should believe him without any doubt.
Then you are a kind of hoodoo man.
In some way.
David, do this man tell it true? Is this what happened? The good man saved us both. Do what he tells you, Davy.
Listen to your sister, young man. Now, Davy, can you recall what was on that piece of paper? Think hard now. Watson, your notebook. Be attentive to everything he draws and copy it down exactly.
Okay. I'm sure this will make sense when we need to use it.
Holmes, Can we trust these figures and make sense of them? I mean to say, consider this boy's affliction.
Ah, this boy. A strange one, isn't he? Watson, let's escort him and his sister to her employer.
This be the Gallagher's place. Thanks, misters.
Miss Euler, we should be thanking you. Now, take good care of your brother. Watson, we must move quickly. The enemy is close at hand, and there's another place we've yet to examine.
So, this is the second point of contention. We already have tried to traverse this. We already know that we need lemons. And we have a lemon tree very close by. But we can't take lemons until we do this.
Yes, Watson, we must pass this way. Before we venture further, we must find some protection from this merciless insect horde. Wait for me here. This should prove useful. Watson, cover yourself with lemon juice. It will protect you from the mosquito stings.
Do you know any similar trick to avoid the sting of bullets? We likely need it soon.
There are signs of a struggle here. Perhaps Arnson regained his senses and fought back. Blood, and in large quantities. This bush has been stripped of its lower leaves and slightly uprooted. Someone grabbed hold of the brambles and refused to let go. His adversary, unable to get him down due to the man's tight grasp, must have cut off his hand. I would say his right.
What a horror!
Rather, and quite determined.
Thankfully, I don't believe that we actually see the cut hand.
A boat was waiting here. Watson, it seems everything leads to the swamp. How can we get there?
We must find that fisherman, the one at the docks who gave us information. He could help us.
You're quite right, Watson. Besides, it would be wise to visit a young woman.
A young woman?
Thankfully, we can go straight there.
Run, Watson, run!
We outran them, Holmes.
Surely not, Watson. They ceased their chase only when they saw we continued towards the port. Apparently, they have orders to kill intruders only as a last resort.
Is this supposed to reassure me?
Good evening, my darlings. Come to have a little fun, have you?
Well...
No, madam. We merely wish to speak with one of your boarders about an extremely urgent matter.
Of course you do, darling. How much money you looking to spend?
The matter is... Madam, I must protest. It's not what you think. This is extremely urgent and involves nothing questionable.
Oh, sure. I understand. I know all about these urgent matters you fellas have to talk about with the girls. But unless I see the color of your money, you and your urgent matters best keep on moving. At least there are two of you. You could always lend each other a hand.
What did she just say? These Americans have such colorful expressions.
let's see. This is Lucy holding a bouquet of flowers, and these flowers look rather familiar. There we go.
Good evening, my darlings. Come to have a little fun, have you?
Well,
No, madam. We came to give this bouquet to one of your boarders. You know who I'm talking about. We have something very important to say to her.
Good evening. You brought these flowers? Who are you? What's happened to...
Mr. Arnson? We still do not know exactly what has happened with the gentleman, but we are here to try and find out. Listen to me, miss.
Lucy.
My dear Miss Lucy, my friend and I have come here all the way from England. You may have seen us this morning with the sheriff.
Are you working for him?
No. Actually, we suspect him of obstructing our investigation. Our case has some remote connection with Mr. Arnson, so we went to his home to talk with him. While there, we found evidence he has been abducted, and one of his servants had been murdered.
Kidnapped? But why?
I don't know, but time is running out. Please tell us what you know about Mr. Arnson, and, Miss Lucy, omit nothing. Even the most trivial of facts may prove to be of great importance.
He is such a kind man and had promised we would be married this autumn. He arrived in New Orleans about 2 years ago. He's a hunter and was to stay but a few weeks. He was after something in the swamp, Lord knows what. Then we met here. I had just started working, you see. Madam said that she would let me leave only if my debts and worth to her was paid off in full. A few weeks ago, Miss Arneson, said that he had the solution. Maybe he had the money and was kidnapped by people who wanted it. It would have been a small fortune to most folks round here.
And you know where he could have hidden it?
Oh, I don't care about the money. If it could bring me back Errol, I'd give it away gladly. He showed me a secret room upstairs. He shoots with a gun to open it. He says that nobody else can succeed but a real marksman. Behind the wall is a cupboard with weapons and a little box hidden behind a big rifle. His money is inside. To open the gate of the cupboard, he uses signet ring that he wears on his right hand. But how can any of this help you? You don't have his ring.
You have been of greater assistance than you may realize, Miss Lucy. If Mr. Arnson is still alive, we shall bring him back to you. Come on, Watson. Now, Watson, let's explore this swamp.
we must find that fisherman, the one at the docks who gave us information. He could help us.
Maybe it would have been better if we did find that hands now. Oh well, let's go and see Champagne and give him some champagne.